Hey Ringsiders, what's going on? This is your host, Boxing's Objective Observer, and welcome back to Ringside Stories. Or if you're new, we make content regarding boxing through mini documentaries, backstories, post-fight reviews, and much more. So if you enjoy the type of content, feel free to subscribe, thumbs up, and hit that notification bell for the latest here on Ringside Stories. Thanks so much for your support in advance, and welcome to the channel. So Zhilei Zhang destroys Deontay Wilder in Round 5 in Wilder versus Zhang. A complete devastating hook, a free shot that the Big Bang Zhang landed on Deontay Wilder, which the Bronze Bomber did not get up from.
Zhilei Zhang has just ironed out Deontay Wilder. He looked a shadow of his former self. That dangerous right hand that he's usually got, that big right hand that you're waiting for him to detonate, you're waiting for him to land. When he did throw it, it didn't look menacing. When it landed, it didn't really have a big effect. I know Zhang's tough and he can take the punch. He's a big, strong lump, but we expect more from Deontay Wilder. We feel like we're on the edge of our seat when Deontay Wilder fights.
I said I was on the edge of my seat, and I got it wrong. I thought Wilder would have got the win tonight, but Zhang showed that the Chinese power is real. Zhang's got very good foundations, and he's a very good counter puncher. Applied the pressure tonight. Wilder did let his hands go more, but just didn't land enough. And I think Zhang just shows how good Zhang is.
I felt that for the second straight fight, I didn't see a Deontay Wilder that really showed up for anything except a payday, just sort of tried to survive. I actually saw him even less confident in his power than I've ever seen him before. Because I felt like last fight he just kind of cruised through it and it looked like he almost didn't care. But I felt like this time he was like, okay, you know what, that was a bad performance. I'm going to prove to you guys that I still got it. And he just couldn't pull the trigger the right way. He was aiming the right hand too much. As a matter of fact, he was aiming it so much, it was almost telegraphing it, just trying to place it out there. And instead of usually shooting it down down the pipe like a missile, you know. And Zhang was actually able to time him with a nice sharp right hook, southpaw right hook, and ended up hurting Wilder, and then getting the knockout on the follow-up hook. Spun Wilder around. Good on Zhang to not hit him in the back of the head, just brought the hook back around the front and knocked him out.
Deontay's not looking like the fighter he once was, and he's got to find out why. Is that because his time's up? Is that something else? And you know, he tried tonight. He went in there, he trained hard. I thought he looked good in the ring, but when the bell rang, he just, you know, he's reluctant to let his hands go, and that's what makes him the fighter that he is, you know. So, you know, I think that's all down to the individual.
Always his greatest asset was his power. It saved him many times. You know, you have that great eraser. It can get rid of a lot of mistakes. But sooner or later, you pay when your technique is poor. And Wilder, quite frankly, it's, you know, you got to give him credit. He won a heavyweight title. Al Heyman did a hell of a job with him. You know, he made a lot of money. You know, he won a lot of fights, but mostly with the power of the right hand, his technique was not really what won fights for him. And his technique betrayed him again. He caught Wilder reaching in, looking for the big shot, which is what, you know, has gotten him here. And he left himself wide open for the southpaw right hook.
And at this point of his career, we should all have to conclude that Deontay Wilder is finished. It's harsh to say, but if you take a look at this fight and what happened in the lead up to the fight, I didn't believe Deontay Wilder when he said,
I'm looking forward to proving that I still got what it takes. I still got the juice. And I'm gonna deliver come Saturday night. I can't wait. And I must deliver. It's do or die, you know, and y'all already know how I feel as a warrior. I'm a warrior. I got a warrior mentality. I got a warrior mindset. I got a warrior heart. And I'll die for what I believe in. I'm willing to die in the ring for what I believe in. And if a man ain't willing to step in there and die like me, he better step out of that, because I'm ready.
And what was actually most ironic is that round 5 was Deontay Wilder's best round, where he started to open up. The first few rounds were more about fencing with the jab, landing some grazing shots here and there. But round 5 was the round that Deontay Wilder started to open up a bit, hitting Zhang with 1-2s. It's just clear that even though he hit Zhilei Zhang with a couple of good shots, the power wasn't there anymore. And we all know that in boxing, power is the last thing to go. And it seems that Deontay Wilder's Bronze Bomber power has left him. I thought that Deontay Wilder's stamina issues came up during the Tyson Fury fight, especially in the second and third fight, because of his added on weight. In the Wilder versus Zhang fight, Deontay Wilder walked in at 214 pounds yet gassed really quickly, leaving him vulnerable for all types of shots, especially up close where Deontay Wilder has no inside game, but also lacking the stamina, which made me conclude that this was going to be a short night. And so when the stamina is gone, even at 214 pounds, when the technique fails you, which never has been there even in his prime, and now Deontay Wilder's power is gone, there really isn't much left. The telltale signs were there in the fight against Joseph Parker during the Day of Reckoning in December of 2023. Against Zhilei Zhang, Deontay Wilder looked gun-shy, on top of the fact that Zhilei Zhang outweighed Wilder by over 70 pounds. Now, Zhilei Zhang isn't the youngest either. At 41, he's one of the oldest, certainly top heavyweights, meaning his output isn't the highest either. Unlike Deontay Wilder, Zhilei Zhang has better technique, power in both hands, both left straight and right hook, but has better boxing ability than Deontay Wilder, on top of the weight advantage. When it comes to Deontay Wilder, he served the sport great entertainment, but one has to beg the question, why did Team Wilder reject the undisputed fight in 2018 when they were offered a legit $100 million to fight AJ, not once but twice, for all the marbles in the heavyweight division? Yes, even though Deontay Wilder made a fortune in the sport. Yes, Deontay Wilder made 10 consecutive title defenses of his WBC world title. But when we rate Deontay Wilder, especially in history, what is left of his career, the way that he ended on the Queensberry versus Matchroom 5 versus 5 card as the headliner, Wilder versus Zhang was Wilder's Waterloo, and it was a dramatic one. And for someone as proud as Deontay Wilder, this must be devastating to his character. I already said in the post-Wilder Parker fight to hang him up to prevent more damage long term, but now he got punched by a hard right hook flush coming from one of the heaviest heavyweights in the game. And so it's clear to me, as it should be clear to everyone else, most importantly to his team, that Deontay Wilder's career is over.
He's no longer a menace in the heavyweight division. He can't really compete. He lost to Joseph Parker. Now he's been knocked out by Zhang, and that was quite a bad knockout. He got stretchered in there. He's had his time, he's had his day, and his days are now finished. So I just want to look back on Deontay Wilder's career and say he was a real menace in there, real menacing, heavy punching heavyweight. But now, after that loss to Zhilei Zhang this evening on the Queensberry v Matchroom, the Bricktop v Hearn, this is the end of it, the end of the road for Deontay Wilder. It has to be curtains on his career. But fair play to you, mate. You came, you tried, but that has to be the end.
Now Wilder's been stopped 2 of his last 3 fights. Just not a good look in general. He's on a bit of a losing streak. He's 38 years old. I believe Wilder's had a very, very good career. I think sometimes when people are at the end of their careers and they're starting to lose, people forget the reason that you're even talking about these guys is because they at one time did have a good part of their career, and Wilder had a very good part of his career. So I really don't think he, in my opinion, I think this is it for Wilder. It's one thing if you don't have it physically, it's another thing if you don't show a desire in the fights, and he just really hasn't shown anything in his fights recently.
A good fight for Zhilei Zhang, who's moving on to bigger and better things. Bounces back from a disappointing decision loss to Joseph Parker, and in this coming few days, I'll be highlighting a couple of things from the 5 versus 5 Queensberry versus Matchroom card, including Big Bang Zhilei Zhang. But for now, let us know, Ringsiders, what do you think Deontay Wilder's next move should be? Leave your comments in the comments below and let's have that conversation. If you're new to this channel and you haven't already, feel free to subscribe, thumbs up, and hit that notification bell for the latest here on Ringside Stories. It helps the channel out a lot, i.e. inspired to make more quality content for y'all. If you've done that already, you're amazing. We already know that. You are the true undisputed world champion. Till next time, Ringsiders, this is your host, Boxing's Objective Observer, with Ringside Stories. Thanks for watching and have a legendary day.